All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Macha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Yeah, pretty much we're just gonna go right into it. All right, this is a continuation of the DI, Divine Intervention series, part 4, and today we're gonna go into the Book of Maccabees. All right, concerning the famous Heliodorus. All right, and the divine ass beating that he got from the angels. Okay, and it's precisely as the title says. All right, he got beat almost to death. Okay, so before I read that, I'm gonna get this precept right here, and like I always say, the reason being, I'm putting these different accounts, all right, together in video form, all right, to really expose and also renew in your mind, all right, the different many different ways that the Lord has delivered us by way of divine intervention. Okay, when we were put in positions that it seemed like there was no way out, and it seemed like literally like our life was on the line. The Lord, intervened, all right, and He delivered us. Okay, and we're gonna be faced with times like that in the near future. Okay, so it's good to have this prepped in your mind. This is the kind of preparation that you got to do, all right, mentally and spiritually, all right, as opposed to getting bug out bags and buying guns and all this extra stuff that people of the world put their hope and trust in. Okay, but before I start, this is Psalms chapter 91 verse 9. It says, because thou hast made the Lord, all right, and the Lord's name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. All right, so because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which is my refuge, okay, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee. So no evil is going to be, you have people that will just quote, oh, Psalms 91 and 10, or they'll put it in their bio section of social media, whatever the case may be. All right, 91 and 11, oh God. But this is specifically to a certain kind of people, as King David specified here, right? This is to those who have made the Lord their refuge and their habitation. Okay, that means that what? You put your trust, all right, in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Those are the ones, all right, ultimately who are the Lord's elect. Those are the ones who the Lord is going to have no evil before you. All right, so I'm going to read it again. Verse 9, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Okay, this is where we dwell spiritually, man. This is where our mind is constantly at. And the Most High, the scriptures say that Yahushua says what? Lo, he comes in the volume of the book, it is written of him. Okay, and the spirit of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. So when you constantly meditate upon these things, you read the scriptures, and you remain spiritually sound. All right, you're making the Most High your habitation. You pray to the Lord. Okay, you fast unto the Lord. All right, you put your faith and trust in the Lord. You're making him your habitation because you always come back to the Lord. Your habitation is where you dwell. Yeah. For example, your house would be like your quote unquote habitat. When you leave, when you go to the store, where do you always come back to? You come back to your house. Okay. You go to work, you still come back here. You go to school, you come back here. You go outside, you come back. There's always one place you're gonna return to. All right. So spiritually, that has to be the Most High, man. No matter what you do, all right, you go to sleep, you wake up. The place you return to spiritually, all right, and mentally should be the Lord, man. Okay, that's how you make the Lord your habitation. It says, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. All right. So for those who have made the Lord, all right, you've put your trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Guess what? No evil is going to befall you, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. So whether it's coronavirus or hantavirus or whatever virus that is that's going to come, or whatever the Lord is going to throw at this world, is not going to affect you. All right. It says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee. All right. Charge meaning like a command. All right. To like, if you say I'm in charge of this, all right, I'm in control over this. All right. So it says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways, for they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. All right, now it's not talking about literally they're going to grab you up like this, but hey, there might be a time where the angel might grab you up and take you to safety. Okay, but it's saying that, if you have something in your hands, okay, it's super protected. Okay, that means it's not on the floor, it's not anywhere, it's constantly within your reach. All right. So the Most High, in other words, the scripture is saying that the Lord is going to send his angels to protect you. All right. If you trust in the Lord and make him your habitation. So we're going to get into the account. All right. Which is what the children of Israel did here, starting with the high priest Onias. Okay. This is what they did. They put their trust in the Lord. All right. They made the Lord their habitation. Okay. And in turn, the Lord sent his angels down. So we're going to start from the top. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 3, verse 1. It says, now when the holy city, all right, which is Jerusalem, was inhabited with all peace, and all the laws were kept very well because of the godliness of Onias the high priest and his hatred of wickedness, it came to pass that even the kings themselves did honor the place and magnify the temple with their best gifts. Now, this period right here, all right, is during the time of the Seleucids. All right, this is what you read about this, all right, in Daniel as well. Okay, Daniel the 11th chapter covers, all right, the time period of this part as well. Okay, this is after the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom had already split, and the northern kingdom had come to the Americas, and the southern kingdom was here. All right, went through the Babylonian captivity, went through the Medo-Persian captivity, and this was after the Greeks had taken over, after Alexander had died, and you had the Seleucid empire going against the Ptolemaic empire. All right, where you had the 6 Syrian wars and all of that. All right, so this was Jerusalem amongst that. All right. Now, I believe the king at this time, which is going to tell you, was Seleucus. All right, which was Seleucus the fourth Philopator. All right. I think he was the brother. All right, the brother of Antiochus the fourth, Epiphanes. Okay. So it says here, now when the holy city was inhabited with all peace, and the laws were kept very well, because of the godliness of Onias the high priest and his hatred of wickedness, it came to pass that even the kings themselves did honor the place and magnify the temple with their best gifts, in so much that Seleucus of Asia, all right, and this was Seleucus the fourth Philopator. You can look him up for you. All right. And so that shows you, that's history right there. Seleucus fourth Philopator. All right, it's gonna tell you let's check this out. Yep, taxes and assassination. Let me see. Okay, it's let me start from the top. Seleucus the fourth Philopator, ruler of the Hellenistic Seleucid Empire, reigned from 187 to 175 BC over a realm. So his reign. So this was prior to when Antiochus the fourth came into rulership. Because remember, he was his brother. So this was prior to when Antiochus came into rulership, and he did what he did. When you read him, First Maccabees, the first chapter. All right, it says consisting of Syria, including Cilicia and Judea. All right, Mesopotamia and Babylonia and nearer Iran, Media and Persia. So it says here. So we'll read a little bit about him. All right, and this is good to do when you read the scriptures, so you understand this guy is not a made up. When the scriptures refer to Seleucus here, all right, it's not making him up. He's not a made up character in a book of fairy tales. No, this is a historical account. Okay, it says early years he was a second son and successor of Antiochus III the Great. Antiochus III the Great was the father of Seleucus the fourth Philopator and Antiochus the fourth Epiphanes. All right, which I think his real name was really Mithridates. All right, but he changed it to that Epiphanes. It says, and Laodice the third, Seleucus the fourth wed his sister. All right. It says Seleucus the fourth wed his sister Laodice the fourth, by whom he had 3 children, 2 sons, Antiochus, Demetrius the first Soter, and a daughter, Laodice the fifth. Seleucus was made co-ruler with his father and ascended as sole basileus upon Antiochus's death in 187 BC. He was compelled by financial necessities created in part by the heavy war indemnity exacted by Rome in the Treaty of Apamea. which concluded their war with the Seleucids in 188 BC. Now, you got to keep in mind that, and this is why you got to know the history so you would understand why Seleucus sent Heliodorus, all right, to Jerusalem as well, because his father, this guy right here, Antiochus III the Great, all right, went to war with Rome, all right, and he lost. Okay, he lost, and in turn, they signed this agreement, the Treaty of Apamea. Okay, the Treaty of Apamea was basically he had to abide by certain rules. You know, he had to give them, you know, he had to pay them a certain amount, all right, due to the war indemnities, and he also had to provide Rome with hostages. Okay, and one of those hostages had to be his heir. Okay, the person that would become the heir after him. Okay, and then he had to supply a certain amount of hostages in addition as well. Okay, so that's when you read about the Treaty of Apamea. Okay, that goes into that. Now, after Antiochus III died, guess what? Seleucus IV, which came into power, okay, had to continue paying that. All right. Now, the reason you don't hear about Mithridates or Antiochus IV right now is because, remember, Antiochus III, who signed that Treaty of Apamea, had to provide one of his sons who was going to be the heir as a hostage. Okay, and that son happened to be Antiochus IV. So while Seleucus IV here is being the king now, his brother Antiochus IV Epiphanes was being held hostage at Rome because that was part of the Treaty of Apamea. So that's why you don't hear about him right now. But eventually he secures his release and he comes into the picture. All right, but that's after this guy's death, Seleucus. So let's keep going. It says, which concluded their war with the Seleucids in 188 BC to pursue an ambitious policy. In an effort to collect money to pay the Romans, he sent his minister Heliodorus to Jerusalem to seize the Jewish temple treasury. Okay, so that's what we're reading about here in 2 Maccabees, the 3rd chapter. This is the account. All right. Let me finish here. It says taxes and assassination. The Bible tells of a prophecy given by a messenger angel in Daniel 11 and 20. I don't know if it's going to give us that. Okay. The text states that Seleucus will be remembered as the king who sent a tax collector to, Daniel the 11th chapter goes into the a lot of the wars, all right, the wars between Alexander's successors, all right. It goes into, man, it goes into, boy, a lot of history, man, a lot of history, all right. It goes into Alexander coming into power, him dying, his 4 generals coming into power, them going to war with each other. But the reason it's confusing is because the pronouns used, all right, it doesn't, unless you know the history of it, you won't know who it's talking about. When it talks about the king of the north, all right, and she shall not retain the power and she shall not, that's, you got to know the history and read the descriptions of who the pronouns are referring to for you to know, all right, is it talking about Ptolemy the first, Soter, the second, Philadelphus, the third, Euergetes, like who is it talking about, you know? So yeah, that's why Daniel the 11th chapter is a you know, a difficult breakdown, but majority of it is just history. All right. So it says here, the king who sent a tax collector to maintain the royal splendor, the deuterocanonical lends more to this in 2 Maccabees 3 and 2-3. That's where we at right now. All right. It says, it came to pass that even the kings themselves and the princes esteemed the place. Well, I'm reading it right now. I'm reading it right now. So I'm not even going to bother reading this part. I'm reading here. It says, on his return from Jerusalem, Heliodorus assassinated Seleucus and installed Seleucus's younger son Antiochus as king. The true heir Demetrius, son of Seleucus, was now being retained in Rome as hostage, and the kingdom was seized by the younger brother of Seleucus, Antiochus IV Epiphanes. Remember that I mentioned this guy? Antiochus managed to oust Heliodorus and co-ruled with the younger Antiochus until 170 BC when he had him murdered. That's this guy. You read about him in Daniel the 11th chapter as well. He shall come in there, all right, with flatteries. He shall gain the kingdom, because he, being the brother of Seleucus that we're reading right now, after he managed to get his release, Seleucus's his son was the one ruling. Antiochus comes in there, drives Heliodorus out and acts as though he's going to be like the, the tutor or the guide or the guy to watch his little, I guess his nephew or so, all right, his brother's son, and then when he gets in there to a certain point, he has him killed, and then he takes over the throne, all right. So yeah, he's a real demon right there. But so let's go back in here, all right. So that was just to show you this guy right here, like the script. This is proof that the scriptures, all right, are valid. All right, they contain actual history. All right, these are things that actually happened. Okay, so it says, in so much that Seleucus of Asia, of his own revenues, bear all the costs belonging to the service of the sacrifices. But one Simon of the tribe of Benjamin, who was made governor of the temple, fell out with the high priest about disorder in the city. And when he could not overcome Onias, he gat him to Apollonius, the son of Thracias, who was the governor of Syria, which is Coel, Syria, all right, and Phoenice, which is Phoenicia. The Apocrypha is written is these words here, all right, from the Greek, all right. It's because of the Greek transliteration that you see it like this, all right. The spelling is a little different, all right, but this is Phoenicia and that's Coel, Syria. It says, and told him that the treasury in Jerusalem. So this salty ass nigga, because that's what he is. All right, Simon. You first off, you're not even a Levite, So what you mad about? But here it is. He had a falling out with Onias, the high priest, and then he went on his Judas vibe. All right, to hell with this. I'm stitching y'all out. Man, Jake, man. It says, and told him that the treasury in Jerusalem was full of infinite sums of money, so that the multitude of their riches, which did not pertain to the account of the sacrifices, was innumerable, and that it was possible to bring it all into the king's hands. But you got to keep in mind, the king, Seleucus IV, he's still paying the war indemnity to Rome. So any money he can get, yeah, he'll take it. All right, so here it is. You got Simon, all right, this grimy ass nigga. He goes and tell this governor, yo, look, this man, the temple, all right, is full of and you can imagine, because that's what Jake does. He'll spin tails and spin tails up in the air, all right, about something that's not even like that, Here, yo, man, man, they got gold on top of gold. Oh my gosh, yo, the riches is beyond your imagination and all this extra stuff. All right. So it says, now when Apollonius came to the king and had showed him of the money whereof he was told, the king chose out Heliodorus, his treasurer, and sent him. So this king is Seleucus IV, Philopator. All right. And he sends his treasurer, it says, and send him with a commandment to bring him the foresaid money. Why? Because he had to pay Rome. All right. It says, so forthwith Heliodorus took his journey under a color of visiting the cities of Coel, Syria, Coel, Syria and Phoenicia, but indeed to fulfill the king's purpose. What it means by color here is the pretense. He's acting as though, oh, I'm here to, check up on Syria, see how it's doing, Phoenicia, but really he's trying to come and get the money that the king sent him to do. All right. It says, and when he was come to Jerusalem and had been courteously received of the high priest of the city, he told him what intelligence was given of the money, and declared whereof he came, and asked if these things were so indeed. See, so he came in there, I'm the treasurer of the king, King Seleucus IV, Philopator. I heard you guys, what's up in the temple, man? What's up? I heard y'all got some stuff in there, because you have this dude Simon out here, being a demon. It says, then the high priest told him that there was such money laid up for the relief of widows and fatherless children. All right. So he wasn't gonna lie to him, because Heliodorus remember, he's the king's treasurer. So he came with armies and all that. So it's like, if I lie to him and he's like, well, I want to go see, and he goes in there and sees it, now you know what I'm saying. So so he's telling him, nah, this is it's not like we just have money just boom, just laying there for no reason. It's for like widows and fatherless children, to help them assist. It's like what they were doing in the book of Acts. You know, when they sold all their possessions, okay, for the church, and you would have the those servants at tables and all that stuff taking care of, you know, whatever this person doesn't have, I will get you this. How much you need, I will get you this. Sort of like that, okay. But this is basically to take care of, you know, each other. So it says, because contrary to this society, this wicked ass society, we took care of each other, man. Okay, we were a nation. We took care of each other. You know, we had a system in place for those that were poor, those that were homeless, all right, those that were widows. We had a system in place, somewhere they could, like a safe haven they could go to, not some demonic ass whatever they call them, homeless shelters and whatever not, you know. But we actually had a system in place where people could go. Hey, there's a law that if you have a vineyard, or you know, you're not supposed to take all 100% of your crops. You're supposed to leave some, okay, for somebody that's poor, somebody that's hungry. If they stumble across, they can have something to eat. Okay, does Esau do that? Hell no. He'll take everything and then some. All right. So it says, and that some of it belonged to Hyrcanus, son of Tobias, a man of great dignity, and not as that wicked Simon had misinformed. The sum whereof in all was 400 talents of silver and 200 of gold. Now a talent, they say, weighs anywhere from 70 to 100 pounds. Okay, almost the weight of like a lightweight human being. All right, so it's 400 talents. Imagine how much that is. That's a lot. It says, and that it was altogether impossible that such wrongs should be done unto them that had committed to the holiness of the place and to the majesty and inviolable sanctity of the temple, honored over all the world. But Heliodorus, because of the king's commandment given him, said that in any wise it must be brought into the king's treasury. So I understand, but like this is what the king said. So regardless, I gotta take that, you know. So it says, so at the day which he appointed, he entered in to order this matter, wherefore there was no small agony throughout the whole city. So they were all stressed, all right. But the priests, prostrating themselves before the altar at their in their priest vestments, called unto heaven upon him that made a law concerning things given to he kept, that they should safely be preserved for such as had committed them to be kept. So they prayed unto the Most High. All right. They in other words, because why did they pray to the Most High? Because the Most High was their habitation. All right. So let's keep going. It says, then whoso had looked at the high priest in the face, it would have wounded his heart, for his countenance and the changing of his color declared the inward agony of his mind. So you look at the priest, man. You look at how broken and distraught he was, man. You probably want to cry. You know, you feel so bad. Okay, that's what it's saying here. Verse 17, for the man was so compassed with fear and horror of the body that it was manifest to them that looked upon him what sorrow he had now in his heart. So Onias was going through it, man. It says, others ran flocking out of their houses to the general supplication, because the place was like to come into contempt. And the women, girt with sackcloth under their breasts, abounded in the streets. And the virgins that were kept in ran, some to the gates, some to the walls, and others looked out of the windows. And all holding their hands towards heaven made supplications. Everybody started begging the Lord, man, praying to the Lord, please, Lord, you know. Then it would have pitied a man to see the falling down of the multitude of all sorts, and the fear of the high priest being in such an agony. So all Jerusalem was mourning, man. Okay, because he was about to literally take everything, man. Okay. It says, then they called upon the Almighty Lord to, and now they're in a position where they can't really do anything about it. You have to keep that in mind. You're technically subject to the king's control, his commandment. So if he sends Heliodorus to come with all them troops to take it by force, you can't do anything about it. All right. So what did they do? They called upon the Lord. They called upon the Almighty Lord to keep the things committed of trust safe and sure for those that had committed them. Nevertheless, Heliodorus executed that which was decreed. So he didn't have no pity. He didn't say, "Nah, yo, I hear. I'm gonna try to plead on your behalf to the king." And no, 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 no. All right. It says, now as he was there present himself. See, the Most High, all right, he heard their prayers, man. Okay. And let's see what he did. Now, as he was there present himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of spirits, who's that? That's the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Father of spirits, and the Prince of all power, okay, caused a great apparition. What is an apparition? A ghost, an appearance, a spirit. So that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished at the power of God and fainted and were so afraid. So imagine that they're all right there. They're about to go and like a giant angel on, because angels are fierce looking, man. You know, you looking up, you see that, you know, and they got so shook. Some of them fainted, they ran, all right. But that wasn't the end of it. See, sometimes the Lord will send an angel to scare you or to deliver a message, but don't think that just because angels do that they don't get physical. Oh no. Don't get it twisted. It says, and we're so afraid, for there appeared unto them an horse with a terrible rider upon him, and adorned with a very fair covering, and he ran fiercely. Oh my gosh. And smote at Heliodorus with his forefeet. And it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had complete harness of gold. So the Lord had he sent the angel who came upon a horse, okay? And he came and he back kicked this man, all right? It says he had a harness of gold. So, whew, man, them angels are decked out, all right? Verse 26, it says, moreover, two other young men appeared before him. So it wasn't just one angel. Then you got the angel on the horse, and then he brought his boys. He brought 1, 2. All right. Now imagine that. You seen one angel, you shook, and you got two angels here. Man, it says two other young men. So they weren't old ass dudes walking with canes, or some little naked babies with arrows. Nah. All right, we talking about some big strong men. It says appeared before him. Check this out. Notable in strength. Let's look up the word notable. Notable. Okay. Worthy of attention or notice. Okay. So if it says they were notable in strength, okay, they weren't doing push-ups or bench pressing 300 for you to see their strength. But you looking at them, you could say, damn, this dude look like he's strong. Okay. That means that they were brolic. They were cut up on top of, you know what I'm saying? All right. So the angels, they're not no weak, flabby looking man boob having dudes, man. No, big brolic men of stature, man. So notable in strength. When you see somebody that's brolic, you're like, damn, like when you see them automatically, you're like, damn, yo, damn, you see his biceps, that kind of thing. So that's notable in strength. All right, excellent in beauty. So the angels are not like us, man. You might look in the mirror, be like, you take a picture and one side comes out better than the other. Your face is not symmetrical. We're humans. We have those little imperfections, but angels don't have that, man. All right. So they got that smooth skin. Okay. Brolic, man. It says, and calmly in apparel, because keep in mind, they serve the Lord. The Lord ain't gonna have no imperfection. He's perfect. He's not going to have imperfections serving him. No. If you're going to serve the Lord, you're going to be perfect. All right. And that's why the Lord is going to make us perfect in the kingdom. Okay. So it says, and calmly in apparel, who stood by him on either side. So you got the angel on the horse, and then you got and then they all brolic, and you got one angel here, one angel here. It says, oh boy. So it says, who stood by him on either side and scourged him continually and gave him many sores. Oh, so I'm sorry. They got Heliodorus, all right, and they were on either side. They basically jumped him. Okay. It says they scourged him continually and gave him many sore stripes. Let's look up scourge. Oh man. A whip used as an instrument of punishment. A person or thing that caused great trouble or suffering. To whip as punishment to cause great suffering to. All right. So whether they were whipping his ass or giving him the beat down, kicking him, punching him, breaking ribs, whatever they were doing, they scourged him. All right. Now imagine that a divine slap. Like that's a slap that'll keep you to the ground for days, man. You know, you leave and your face prints is in the freaking pavement. So it says they scourged him continually. You know, bam, then he comes this way, then he comes this way, they know kick his ass and all that. It says, and gave him many sore stripes. It says, and Heliodorus fell suddenly onto the ground and was compassed with great darkness. But they that were with him took him up and put him into a litter. Thus him that lately came with a great train and with all his guard into the said treasury, they carried out, being unable to help himself with his weapons. And manifestly they acknowledged the power of God. So they came up in there ready to take all this gold, and they had to carry this dude back, man. All right, to show you don't mess with the Most High or his people. Verse 29. For he by the hand of God was cast down and lay speechless, without all hope of life. He was basically on his deathbed. Man. Verse 30. But they praised the Lord that had miraculously honored his own place. For the temple, which a little afore was full of fear and trouble, when the Almighty Lord appeared, was filled with joy and gladness. See? And so the Lord said, we're going to be good, man. Don't worry about a thing, man. All right? You just got to call upon the Lord, pray to the Lord, and you'll be good. If the Lord could send angels down to come and whoop this dude's ass, what you think he could do for us, man? It says, verse 31, then straightway certain of Heliodorus' friends prayed Onias that he would call upon the Most High to grant him his life, who lay ready to give up the ghost. Heliodorus he was basically about to be pronounced dead. All right. So the high priest, suspecting lest the king should misconceive that some treachery had been done to Heliodorus by the Jews, offered a sacrifice for the health of the man. So he used wisdom. You know, yeah, I'll let him die. That's what he gets for coming here. No, because he thought further. Okay, if we let him die here, that could bring more hell upon us. Because now the king is like, yo, tell me, they killed my treasurer. Oh, now it's over. I'm a pillage that village. You know, so he was using wisdom. So, you know, it says, now as the high priest was making an atonement, the same young men in the same clothing appeared. So they appeared, beat his ass, disappeared, and then appeared again and stood beside Heliodorus, saying, give all. Oh, man, that's how you know these angels are Jake, man. That's how they got the spirit of us, man. All right. It says, give Onias the high. So because Jake will beat your ass and then, you know what I'm saying, like, threaten you and talk shit afterwards. It says, give Onias the high priest great thanks, in so much as for his sake the Lord hath granted me life. All right. So they whooped his ass onto death, and they said, look, man, you better thank this man. Okay. Because if he didn't pray for you, man, your ass would have been done. We would have seen you in the spirit world. Hell, we probably would have taken you with us. All right. It says, and seeing that thou hast been scourged from heaven, declare unto all men the power of God. See, so with the Most High, it's not just about, heal this person, bring this person back from the dead. The angels, they don't just come to deliver messages and kiss babies and, no. They can put hands on you, man. All right. It says, verse 34, and seeing that thou hast been scourged from heaven, declare unto all men the power of God. And when they had spoken these words, they appeared no more. So Heliodorus, after he had offered sacrifice so this man who came to take all the money from the treasury, all right, it says here, so Heliodorus, after he had offered sacrifice unto the Lord and made great vows unto him that had saved his life, and saluted Onias, returned with his host to the king. So you turn the dude from coming to take all your gold to out here making sacrifices, making vows and all that. All right. You see this, the spirit of the Lord, man? It says, then testified he to all men the works of the great God, which he had seen with his eyes. And when the king, Heliodorus, who might be a fit man, Nah, it's missing something in there. Hold up. Shalaki, let me get my apocrypha and read it because probably missed a word in there. All right, let's see that. The second Esdras 3, 37. Oh, second Maccabees 3 and 37. All right, it says here. Shalaki, let me just pull it up real quick. Ah, there it is. So, okay, so what it actually says is, and when the king asked Heliodorus, so okay, so they missed that in here. You know, I knew it wasn't making sense. All right. It says, so when the king asked Heliodorus, who might be a fit man to be sent yet once again to Jerusalem, he said, if thou hast any enemy or traitor, send him thither, and thou shalt receive him well scourged, if he escape with his life. For in that place, no doubt, there is an especial power of God. For he that dwelleth in heaven hath his eyes on that place, and defendeth it, and he beateth and destroyeth them that come to hurt it. And the things concerning the Heliodorus and the keeping of the treasury fell out on this sort. So he went there and he told the king, look, man, I ain't going back there again. All right. You want somebody to send, if you hate somebody, criminal, somebody that pissed you off, this and bad to you, you send him there. All right. And if you get him back at all, he's gonna come back, you know, on a different topic. Because Heliodorus, he just went through it. All right. And as we read, all right, it tells you here, all right, in the second history that Heliodorus ultimately killed Seleucus. Look, it says, on his return from Jerusalem, Heliodorus assassinated Seleucus. All right. I mean, exact reason why he did it, I don't know, but you can infer. I mean, if I got my ass divinely beat because of this king who sent me there, I probably would have been upset too. You know? So hey, that was the account on that. Okay, just to you know, show you that, look, the Most High doesn't play, man. He can send his angels down. Yeah, he can send them down to talk to you, to feed you, to teleport you somewhere like he did to Habakkuk, or to defend you, you know, to defend you. Hey, you might be in a position, you know, you might be surrounded, you know. Hey, you might have the National Guard surrounding you, you know. Your life is in danger. You like, damn, we pray to the Lord. Next thing you know, dudes appear out of nowhere and just in a matter of seconds, they take out all them troops. You know, you turn around, you're like, what the hell? You know, these dudes are all laid out, done, destroyed. The Lord can do that, man. Okay, the Lord can do that. So, hey, the times we're coming in, yeah, it's gonna be bad, but really, it's beautiful times, man. All right, we just gotta put our trust in the Lord, and we're gonna be okay, man. All right, put your trust and your faith in your Yahweh Shem Shai, and you're gonna be okay. All right, so I'm pretty much gonna end it here. Okay, Lord's willing, to edify unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Until next time, Shalom.